Hello, Michael. I'm sorry to be late in responding. I think I should preface all of my videos in that way. It seems like it's always the case. Anyway, I did receive your follow-up emails, both of them. Thank you so much. Don't ever worry about feeling like you're imposing on my time or anything like that. I like to hear from people, and I like to have friends, and that's what friends do, right? So my main problem is that I'm blessed with a lot of friends, and it's hard to keep up, and uh, and it's especially so with the family and the like, and because even though it seems like I'm on YouTube a lot, really it only occupies the niches of my time. A lot of my time is all this other stuff. I've just been walking around talking to my father-in-law and doing stuff over there, and of course work and all that kind of stuff. But in whatever time I have, I mean, this is the kind of things that I like to do. Thanks for your email. You know, for the first part of your email regarding the word magnanimous. Thanks for that. It's funny because the way you word it, it sounds different from the perspective that I see it, because from my perspective it's just I feel like it's just from here to here to out, and honestly, to tell you the truth, I sometimes think that it's kind of for naught sometimes, because I'm I used to be 99%, but I'm getting less and less convinced that people can't learn from the mistakes of others, because really anything that I have to offer, I think that has of any value, I mean, truly, 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 is anything in terms of life stuff. Life stuff is from my mistakes. I can talk about adventuring and stuff like that, and I can learn from the positive stuff there. But the positive stuff that's happened in my life, I mean, it's they make nice anecdotes and little tidbits and things to share with others for laughs and reminiscence, but that's not where the meat is. The meat is in the pain and the difficulty, and I don't think that really people can learn from that kind of stuff. I think though what they can do, what the benefit that comes of sharing, is not in preventing others from making the same mistakes, but instead in giving them solace and a comfort of sorts after the fact, in knowing that others have done the same thing. The people that I know in my life that have suffered the same types of things in the ways that I've suffered. As I always say, my suffering is minor compared to what the real suffering going out in the world. But whatever minor bit of suffering I've known, it's a comfort to know that others have shared it and survived it. I have a friend right now who's about to go through something that I some years back went through, that was brought me to the bottom. In terms of robbing me of my excess pride and unwarranted self-esteem, because there is such a thing as unwarranted self-esteem. Self-esteem in its own right self-esteem in all forms is not necessarily the greatest thing. It's warranted self-esteem that's the best stuff, and you can have things that take away that self-esteem that you really isn't earned. But what you find when those things happen, when it removes it all away, is you're left with a distilled essence. It's like boiling salt water. After all the water's gone, you're left with the salt at the bottom, and whatever self-esteem you have when there's nothing else left. That's that's the real stuff. And I've got a friend that's going through the boiling off process right now, in a way, as we all perpetually are. I mean, to various degrees. I mean, none of us are ever done with that, and they'll have that. So for me, it's like sharing it for the after the process, and I kind of want to reach out to my friend and say, hey, I know, but at the same time, I have to go carefully. People in those states are they're in another world, as we all are at all times. So thank you for the word magnanimous. I'm glad that you see it that way. For me, it's almost an impulsive need to share, because it feels like touching something when you get to that point, when you get down to the bottom and there's nothing but you find the salt. You want to say, hey, see this water? It looked like it was clear, but there's salt in there. There's something in there. There's something white. And it's salt. It's kind of like that. You want to, the shock and surprise. Hey, there's something. I found something. That's what this is. If that's magnanimous, then I'll take it. I'm glad I can do it. I'm glad you're. I'm glad I have you. I'm glad I have you to share it with. By the way, I'm drinking another night of zero alcohol beer, trying to kind of make a switch away, mainly in order to stay awake because I fall asleep. Alcohol puts me to sleep. This is the Kirin-free alcohol, 0%. Pretty good stuff. I don't know what this sticker is. Can't be about drink and drive safely. I don't know. Thank you for the reference to the book Freud's Civilization and Its Discontents. And I'm always I'm always not at odds. I'm always at a tricky point when someone refers a book to me because I'm a terrible reader. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I probably read less than my whole life, less than 40 books in my whole life. I'm just awful reader. I get the bits and pieces of books once in a while. Sometimes I'll get one that just I'll be working on forever. Like I'm reading right now. The Rise and Fall of Great Nations. It's kind of like a textbook. I love textbooks. Textbooks are great. I can get the textbooks, and maybe this Freud book is like that. But I've been working on this Rise and Fall of the Rise and Fall of Great Nations. It's from 1500 to 2000, and it's like 2,000 pages. I've been working on that thing for a decade now. So, although I appreciate your reference, I may not actually get to read it because I'm so slow, and I've got books, and people send me books. Here's a gift. What? The computer stopped? Is it still recording?